Hey hooligans, today we are talking about Arcane Season 2. Finally, we are so back after 3 long years. And I have to say, I am so happy to be back in this world because this show truly is just a masterclass of visuals, of storytelling, of adapting video games for television. There's also no way that I can talk about Arcane without complimenting its visuals, its aesthetic, and everything. I feel like stylistically, it's even more beautiful than the first season, which I didn't think was possible, but they continue to stun. Like right off the bat, the first 5 minutes, they did this like black and white type of sketch look to represent the funeral that was going on. There were a couple scenes where they're doing this comic book type of animation. Even the new intro credits are really well done. And then a few other scenes that were just like so well done with lighting and everything was when Jace and Echo were in that white room. And then another scene that really stood out to me was when Vi and Caitlyn invaded Jinx's space and there was just a bunch of green smoke and all you could see was just the light reflected on their glasses. Just so many stunning scenes. I mean, if you pause the show at any point, you could probably frame it as a poster. That is just how beautiful it is done. But also something else that helps out with the aesthetic of the show is the use of great music. Much like the first season, there were a few scenes that felt kind of just like music video-ish, and I thought it was still well done, and it definitely contributed to the stylistic aspect of the show. And also shout out to the actual music choices. Hello, Stray Kids. But anyways, as I mentioned, it has been 3 long years, but the show puts us right back where we left off, which of course is the aftermath of Jinx shooting a bazooka at the council, and it had devastating effects, including the death of Caitlyn's mother. So now Caitlyn has a personal vendetta against Jinx. It is on sight for her. And from the first 3 episodes, we are definitely getting the idea that Caitlyn is headed towards a dark path, a very vengeful path that may cause her to burn some bridges, maybe has some irreparable damage in her life. Who knows? And by the end of the season, we see that Caitlyn has essentially become the commander-in-chief of Piltover. She'll be in charge of leading the war, the invasion against the people of the Underside. Also, last season, they were kind of hinting at a relationship of Vi and Caitlyn. What would even the ship name of that be? Violin. But they do actually confirm it this season, and we didn't have to wait all season to get a confirmation. They did in fact share an on-screen kiss, so a win for the lesbians. And as much as I love their relationship, it is also very frustrating to see because of Jinx. Jinx is obviously Vi's sister, and she doesn't necessarily have the heart to just kill Jinx no matter what she says, but Caitlyn wants her dead, like to the point where she was willing to risk the life of a child to kill Jinx. And we see at the beginning of episode 1, Vi is kind of against joining the military group, the officers, but then she does in fact join them because she has no other choice, and you know, she wants to help out Caitlyn as well. Another very interesting character this season is Victor. He doesn't get too much to do in this first 3 episodes, but he clearly is going to be very important later on. So he almost dies in the attack from Jinx, and so Jace, out of desperation, kind of puts him into that hex tech thing, which essentially draws power from other organic life, and then eventually merges with Victor, and now he's become like this hex tech fusion type of human that has a lot of power. And when Victor wakes up, he has like this new sense of clarity. He leaves Jace and heads underground, and we see that there is this voice leading Victor somewhere, and it turns out to be Sky's voice, who was the professor's assistant who got blown up last season. And this is probably just Victor's conscience, how he just feels bad that she kind of died for no reason. But yeah, Victor is clearly very powerful right now. He is looking like to be a messiah type of character moving forward. Who knows if he's going to be on the side of good or not, but I feel like there is going to be some kind of conflict between him and Jace that we're going to be exploring down the road. Another character that we were kind of newly introduced to at the end of last season is of course Mel's mother, Ambessa. She is a very shady lady, okay? We find out that she was actually behind the attack during the memorial of the council members that died. And by the way, that was like episode 1 when the attack happened. It was so action-packed. I was not expecting it to have so much going on, especially because it ended on such a cliffhanger. I thought there was going to be a lot of resolution and setting up happening, but no, we just jumped straight into action. But anyway, yeah, Ambessa is very shady. She clearly has her own motivations for things. She's manipulating everybody, including getting Caitlyn her position of power. And Mel, her daughter, is trying to investigate what the heck she is up to, but then ends up actually getting like kidnapped, or I don't know what happens to her, but she disappears, and we see it's because of the black rose shadow type of magic. So I'm sure we'll find out what is going on there in the next few episodes. Echo and Jace finally get to meet up because they're both technically Heimerdinger's pupils. They're trying to investigate what is going on with the hex tech and why is it's causing a bunch of issues. And clearly there's something going on with the magic. We kind of got glimpses of the origins of hex tech and Arcane in general. Maybe there's a god involved somehow contributing to this magic. Now let's talk about Jinx. She makes an unlikely ally with Sevica, who they are kind of bonding over the loss of Silco and just like going through the trauma of essentially being his pawn, and now they feel like they don't have any direction. What even is the point now that Silco is gone? Also, Sevica's robotic arm is still missing because it got ruined last season, but Jinx creates her a new arm, and it's so cool, so creative how it was done. It functions kind of like a slot machine where the 3 slots have to match, and then depending on what the combination is, the effects of the arm are different. It is super cool. It reminds me of like Ming Ming's arm with an added like randomness factor. Also, when Jinx and Sevica were fighting, the fight choreography in this show is insane. Like, it's not just punching, it's not just kicking. It feels like a dance, and every move is calculated and is telling a story. It's just so beautifully done. My god, I don't even know how they choreographed all of that. But I bet this season we're going to explore, is Jinx truly beyond redemption? I mean, she killed a lot of people, right? So, I mean, is she going to even survive this season? I feel like she might die at the end. It is the season finale. That might give her a little bit of redemption is there's this little girl that is introduced this season who has an affection towards Jinx because Jinx saved her life. And it is because of this little girl that Vi gets in Caitlyn's way and doesn't allow her to shoot Jinx dead. Also, another little teaser that we've been shown these 3 episodes is the introduction of Warwick. And we see that the character Singed basically captured these wolves and is experimenting on them with his own blood. Also, it is very, very, very likely that Warwick is actually going to be someone who rhymes with Xander. But yeah, this first 3 episodes were so much more action-packed than I expected, but the pacing was still really well done. Like, we covered a lot of ground in just an hour and a half. It was basically like a mini movie, and I'm really excited to see what the next 6 episodes are. I'm so mad that there's only 6 episodes left of this entire series, but I'm just grateful to have it at all. I also think that they're juggling all the characters really well. There are a ton of characters, but it seems like everyone is involved in some kind of plot. They're not just like waiting around until something happens. They're all actively involved in doing something. But there are still a lot of subplots going on in this season, and I'm nervous how they're going to wrap up everything. I don't know how they're going to tie up all of the loose ends in only 6 more episodes. Maybe if they have anything left over, they're going to create a spin-off of this series, but apparently Arcane has been like absurdly expensive to produce, something egregious like $250 million. So I don't know if they're going to continue with a spin-off, but maybe they will if everybody watches this show. But yeah, what did you guys think of the first 3 episodes? I am so excited to see the rest. The first 3 episodes got my heart racing. I am just so excited to be back. It felt like the 3-year wait was worth it. But let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. And that's all I had for you guys today. So I will see you guys next time. Bye. Hey hooligans, thanks for watching this review. If you enjoyed that, then make sure you like and subscribe and check out some of these other videos available right now.